So did you know the construction industry has one of the highest suicide rates across any sector? We talk a lot about our physical state, but actually our mental health is just as important. So I'm only here today really to shed some more light on the challenges that we all face out there, and more importantly what we can do to help people out there. So mental health is an ongoing issue for me in the industry. At the moment, there is a lot to do with males and females, of course, but it is more predominantly led by males. The staggering number for me is that there's over 200 suicides per year that's accounted in the industry for this, which is just astronomical numbers. So the reason why I'm an advocate for it is because I'm very passionate about trying to help people out there in the industry, and we need to try and find ways to prevent this from happening. So I'm a mental health first aider trained at level 3. It's really helped me evolve, not just as a person, but as a manager as well for my teams. There's a massive stigma around people talking about it. So for me, I want to be that catalyst and that help within the office environment. There's a lot of stresses around. So both out there on site, so some of my workers and clients can come and talk to me, but most importantly, my colleagues here at FBR. So it's just to let people know there's an awareness that they're not on their own, and there is an appointed person there that can be a shoulder to rely on. It's helped me become more supportive and understanding. It's helped me also navigate around experiences that others have that I've never sort of experienced before. What it's done is it's given me fulfillment to know that I'm helping people within their lives on a personal level, and that's what I'm about honesty and trying to help people as best as I can do. I mean, at the moment, I've really helped a couple of my colleagues here. Obviously, for GDPR reasons, I won't name, but again, it's just to let them know and understand that there's someone there, there's a shoulder, they're not on their own. And I think that's just the main point of it all, and that's the industry message that I think that needs to go out more, not just for myself, but others, is that there are people there, you're not on your own. And it's just, like I said, it's helped me really evolve and learn that there's patience, you can look for warning signs, and just be that person there to really advocate it for them. So some of the signs can be very apparent, but others actually can't be. So you've got to be wary, and it's a bit of a skill and a bit of a technique, having done this course, to sort of learn and identify those. So obvious signs could be expression of themselves. So it could be they snap in, they could be swearing, they could be out of character, they could be really low mood, they could be really high mood, and it depends on that person, individual, of what their traits and characteristics are. But also there's more of a mental state behind it that may not be evident on the surface. So things like worrying about work, the stresses of losing your job. I mean, the current market, let's be honest, with the industry as well, that's happened with the government, with Brexit, with wars, with cost of living. There's so many worries there, like not enough sleep, too much work demand, the pressures of hitting targets, worry of losing your job. In this current market, so many people, they worry and struggle that where's the next money, where's the next bill going to come from. So there's so many factors here to identify. But what you've got to remember is it's key that there is help out there. And although I'm there to help and guide and advocate this, I'm also not a professional. So I'll do it on a level, but I'd also then help highlight other avenues they can go to seek professional help if it's got to that level where it's beyond just a conversation. But again, it's just important to try and look for those triggers and identify to help people in a difficult situation. Some practical steps to take on site really could be some sort of really obvious ones to put in place straight away. So it could be sort of like coffee meetings, or like a one-to-one sit down with a buddy or a site manager, or an assistant, or a personnel of that team. But what I quite like that I've seen a couple of times on site is sometimes people will quite literally stop and get everyone over together, maybe get a pizza together, a coffee together, and just all share some experiences and stories, like how was your weekend, what you've been up to, how was your family, just to feel that inclusivity. I think in a business as a group can make people come out of their shell and actually maybe open up in certain areas where they wouldn't, and that's where friends develop, relationships form, and that's where we can try and help save people's lives, because they feel they have a safe space of talking. And I think that's the vital point, is offering a safe space for people. But also there's other things you can do, such as people maybe who want to do the training, themselves. Why not invest in that? Invest in people, maybe 2 or 3 within the business, to be appointed first aiders where they actually know. So there could be dedicated emails going around, signs, there can be leaflets, to let you know who the next dedicated person is, but also signs and leaflets around the actual people who advocate for it as well. So, Samaritans, NHS, things like that. There could be leaflets around, programs. There could be an ideal link where if you're struggling, you can go to Silver Cloud and download their mental health SOS techniques and things like that, or mindful help. So many ways to advocate for it. So I just think we need to be more mindful, because like I say, 200 in the beginning, suicides per year is staggering. So these little elements in place can make a real difference to people's lives. For that, I would suggest the following, to be honest. The obvious steps would be reaching out to a local GP or phoning 111 if you have that, for that emergency sort of help. But also other elements like the Samaritans are another good one. Mind is another one. There's one called Calm. There's loads of these sort of places you can find them. So they'll all be online on the internet. But these are just good places and good sources really to go and help out if you find you're in a real urgent state of mind as well, because sometimes, let's be honest, you know, we're not always there Monday to Friday. You might have a struggle at 1 in the morning, who knows, but those things are 24 hours, and just to know that awareness again can help so many people adjust their lives.